Good evening, everybody. Welcome to This is Outlook. It's preseason, very first preseason game. They took on the Rocket. Joining as always, we got Carter W. Jr. here in the lines. Wesley Carpe Jr. But before we get started, quick word from our folks over at Ooze and Out. Visit Ooze and Out's for happy hour from 3 to 7 p.m. daily at the Georgia Avenue location. Happy hour food starts at $6.95. For your night hours, they'll buy one, get one late night cocktails start from 10 p.m. to midnight on Fridays and Saturdays at the Georgian Avenue location. Again, get over to oozeandoz.com to see the menu, hours, and more. Let's get into this Wizards preseason opener. It fell to the Rockets 125-119. Like I was saying on the focus earlier, like I know everyone's excited that basketball's back, but put y'all takes down for 2 seconds. Very first preseason game. That said, Carter, I'll start with you. Just your initial thoughts on this one. And right.
Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to see the habits, man. And you saw glimpses of it, but they still have a long way to go, and that's what preseason is for. Like I said, it's going to take time for them to get their team defense up to the level that I know Wes Unseld Jr. What he wants it to be. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole new team. Guys got to get used to it, one another. You know, it's one thing to do it in practice, but now you're going against different competition. You know what I'm saying? Some new bodies, guys that's trying to beat you and you saw glimpses of what they could become, but you saw more of guys trying to figure each other out and the system out. You know, in the real game situation, and that comes with the territory. You know, I like the balance on. Like I said, I think that's going to be the thing that just the quickest for this team is the scoring. You know, you had six players in double figures. For most of the game, they were fairly efficient till the end when they let the young fellas play, try to win the game. But all in all, I feel like it was just glimpses. You know, as we go along in preseason and approaching the regular season, obviously you want to see more of it being consistent. You know, the defenses. You saw certain guys getting beat, certain guys being lost in pick and roll, certain guys not contesting like they should. But you know, you also saw guys executing like they should, closing out, uh, causing turnovers, rebounding the ball. Um, you know, doubling, switching. Um, you know, like I said, you saw glimpses from certain players, but it's a work in progress, and I think that's what we saw. I was really impressed with Kisper in his first game. He came out, knocked down some shots, and that's what you want him to do. When he get the ball in his hands, that's what he was drafted for. When you get the ball in his hands, knock down shots. You know, it's as simple as that. It's a lot of playmakers, a lot of scorers on the team, a lot of guys that can create. All he got to do is knock down shots and not be a liability on defense. Not Kuzma was off, but I still like his effort defensively. You know, his versatility. You know, he showed flashes. Uh, Dinwiddie and Bill were pretty efficient, man, and they haven't even got their chemistry up the bar. I think once they click, it's gonna be nasty. You know what I mean? So I love what I saw from there. Aaron Holiday, you know, I'm gonna touch more on him as we go. I feel like he had a strong game. You know, from out the bench, he settled things down when Houston jumped out on him. Get to I'm gonna get to them in a second. The young boys came to play. They got something going right there. He kind of settled things down when he came in defensively and running the show, and you know just pick the spots to score and make a play, and that allowed the Wizards to get right back into it. You know, Montrez, the junkyard dog, he had 9 and 11. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he still had 9 and 11. He was on one. Now you could tell he's gonna be an enforcer for this team inside. Like ain't gonna be no punking them or trying to rough them or something like that. Not while he's in the game. So I like his leadership, teaching the young guys, showing them the ropes and whatnot. But um, that's really my take from it. We're gonna see how it goes in the next preseason, but Houston came to play. Them young boys hungry. They got some there. Obviously, they got to get a lot of experience. They're very very young, um, but Kevin Porter, um, yeah, what we saw in the G League bubble. I think he knows how good he can be now. I think he really understands, man. You know what I mean? 25, 5 and 4 in 29 minutes. I know Wes still won't like that, but I think he's that nice. I think he's that good. And then the team with Silas and with a team that's putting the ball in his hands and having him create and do his thing, I think it's just a start. We're gonna see more of these type of numbers throughout the season, man. Maybe even better with assists. You know what I'm saying? So they got a young core. Jalen Green showed flashes. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he was fearless. Some of the scoring, some of the buckets he had, like the one he had in the first quarter, went behind his back, drove in on two Wizards players, hung in the air, took the contact, and still finished. That's a professional bucket. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Hang in the air and take contact from 6'10" dudes, gaffing or whatnot, and still finish. Um, he's fearless. His thing is just learning, letting the game slow down, then picking the spots. And that only comes with experience. Um, I love DJ. DJ Augustine has some good. I know he's a veteran. He ain't the young guy, but he had some big moments for them as far as hitting the shots and leading the way. Look, I'm not saying they're gonna make the playoffs, but they will be exciting because of the youth movement that they have on their team, and these young fellas are hungry, and that's what you saw. You know what I'm saying? Their young fellas out executed the Wizards young fellas late in the game, and I know they were at home, but it was key. That's how they got the W, man. But and also the single kid, the rookie, big man, he can play basketball. He's been taught very well. Like that kid got it. Like he could play, and he's physical. He's fearless. Um, I was shocked by his passing. I know he's a technician on the block scoring the ball. We saw that on draft night, but he made the correct pass every time and got the ball on the back line, and there was nothing the Wizards could do but just watch his teammate just score the bucket. Like he's gonna be special, man. And I like the Christian Wood, Daniel Tice front court. That's a veteran front court. Tice allows Christian Wood to kind of be the forward that he really is based on slender frame. He don't gotta go down there and bang with the Jokic and Bees of the world. Dice can handle that, and Christian Wood can play his natural position, play his natural game. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Jalen Rose said he's a poor man's Anthony Davis, and I see what he's talking about. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? So he could be his natural forward, step out, hit jumpers. He had one monster play where he bodied Daniel Gafford, Smith off him, dunk, and put Gafford right in the basket. I'm like, oof. I'm like, man, but flex on him and everything, and that's not easy to do with Gafford. You know what I'm saying? With his athleticism. So, all in all, man, it's expected what you would see in preseason. You know what I mean? But there was a few bright spots for the Wizards. So now we just got to see. I want to see consistency and see those habits start to be more consistent instead of just spurts. How about making it go down for a couple quarters next game? Then by the time you get to the regular season, it's consistent throughout the game, and then it's just maintained throughout the dog days of the season, which is tough. So only time will tell with that, but you know, you saw Spurs what they're trying to do, man. Like I said, it's just about trying to put it together for each game, night after night after night, and only time will tell if they can do that.
All right, Ray, how about you? Initial takeaways from this one?
Yeah, man. It wasn't anything really that I was shocked by. It's the first preseason game, first live action for a group with a lot of unfamiliar pieces. Like Cardell said, it's just you can tell guys are just trying to get used to each other, trying to learn to trust one another, especially with it's pretty much a total shift in mindset from West Unseld Jr. to focus on the defensive end. And like you said, it was there in spurts. But you did see the mistakes kind of show at times. They put them on the free throw line a lot. They did miss some rotations, and there was some miscommunication. But they're trying to work through it. And I mean, it's all you can do at this point. You're not going to have the finished product in the first preseason game. We've seen the footage from practice and training camp, and it's obvious that that's a point of emphasis. So at least we know it's being drilled, and it's showing some yielded some positive results early in those few instances. So I mean, yeah, we just gotta wait and see at this point. I mean, it would be it would be foolish of us to completely indict a team on day one of preseason. So yeah, man, just gonna take it a day at a time and see how it goes. But the starting lineup, they did look good together. Offensively, that chemistry, it looks like it's gonna get there pretty fast. It's a lot of talented guys that know what they're doing. So they're gonna gel on that end, um, a lot quicker than on the other end. Kispert, man, we talked about in summer league how better he was going to look with with the team they won into the season with around him. More experienced guys and better playmakers to put him in better positions. And yeah, and like Ariel said, man, he's there to shoot the basketball and make shots, and he did that well tonight. So yeah, it's just going to be exciting to watch him develop and see what he becomes. Aaron Holiday and Trez, they were just some experience off the bench to kind of lead that second unit. That's going to be key for them. That's an area where the Wizards struggled last season. When Russ was out the game, it really wasn't anybody to run the show. And Aaron Holiday, he's just going to be a steady hand for them, off the bench, and that'll solve a lot of issues, like those teams we see when their starters come out and everything just falls to pieces. That makes things exponentially harder. So having those two guys coming in is it's really going to help them, like, so the starters won't have to play 48 minutes. um yeah, man. On the Houston side, they're going to be fun to watch, man. That's if you got league pass, that's a team you need to put on your schedule. um they're young. They're going to get up and down. They got guys who can score the basketball. Yeah, man. That's the team I'm going to pay attention to. You know, Kevin Porter Jr., man, he's picking up right where he left off. It's going to be a problem this season. You know, this is not an anomaly for him. We saw what it was last year, and even towards the end of the regular season when he got some time in the NBA, he it was the same as he did in the G League. So yeah, man, Houston, yeah, man, it's going to be a positive year for them. Um, you know, Not saying they're going to you know get in the playoffs and make noise or anything, but teams are going to have to play when they play them. They can't just write them off as a bunch of young guys. If they're a team where if you go into the game sleeping, they're going to run the score up on you, and it's going to get ugly real quick, and then you're going to be on your heels, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. Because once that thing gets rolling downhill, it's going to be tough to stop them. So yeah, man. I mean, it's day one. It's just good to see them get some live action together, and then even still, Rui's not there, Thomas Bryson isn't there, Denny's not there. So when those guys kind of get filtered in, it's going to be another adjustment period. But just the thing we have been talking about, just see consistency on the defensive end, and and if that end of the floor falls into place, then it's going to be a good season here. But they gotta get it together on the defensive end. I'm not saying they gotta be a all world defensive team. They have capabilities to be very good on that end, but it's going to take work, and it's going to take some time, and just need guys not to get discouraged, and stick to the plan, because obviously that's been pretty much a majority of what's being preached is defense. So yeah, man, if that end falls together, then it is going to be very positive on the offense. Like we've been saying, that's not an issue, man. Even last year, they were able to put up points and score with anybody. It's just getting stops that was the problem.
Now I'm with you guys. Like you said, it's not too much to take. There's no reason to go overboard on the first preseason game of the year. Uh, like you guys mentioned, just to kind of sum some of it up. What I do like is they potentially have two, not one, but two tone setters coming off their bench. I mean, I don't know what the rotation is going to be, but again, just potentially. And Harrell and Holiday, that's never a bad thing. Some teams are lucky if you just have one tone setter. If your second unit has a really annoying pest at the one, and Trez is what he is, it's not a bad way to build a second unit. It's not a There are far worse ways to go. It's fun watching both of them get after it. Like you guys mentioned with the Rockets, that's going to be every veteran team's nightmare at the end of a trip. If you see those young, I don't get tired legs up and down that roster, it's going to be a nightmare. I'm just gonna say, just be prepared when you look into the dog days of the seasons and good teams like, oh, they punching people. They got a little stop in Houston and they get punched. Those kids are gonna be so freaking annoying to play against. And it's one thing if they weren't talented, but late in that game, like saw Josh Christopher get dumb comfortable. Garuba was being annoying. Sengun, like you mentioned, Cardell, that boy tough. Like I know Silas, Steven, and I'm happy for Steven Silas. He
Yep.
deserves this type of happiness after how
Yep.
last year started. He deserves every bit of this. And for him as a coach, like, oh, you got nothing but a whole bunch of young, hungry pups. Enjoy this year. Like, I don't care about the overall record. Just they're going to be so freaking annoying. And then like you guys said with the Wizards, we saw some stuff in little stretches. Yeah, I don't even care about the offense, not even a little bit. But what I did like is even in little stretches, like they competed on that end of the floor, which is that's all we were asking for folks to do last year on a regular basis. Honestly, just to compete on that end, which is we're cool. Like you don't have to be great, just try maybe on a regular basis. And that first part goes a long way. And then if you compete on it, and then you can start building consistency. But I'm cool with step one, just compete consistently and regardless of the game. And that's already a whole, I'm gonna stop going back to last year. But one of the things we got new, Cardell came up with this a little bit earlier. Uh, Player of the game. So we're gonna do this on a nightly basis again. It's preseason for us too. So we're gonna start preseason practice of the player of the game, the X factor, and what we'll do is we'll go around and share our own respective players. Some nights, we might be all on the same wavelength, and other nights we're gonna be all over the place, and that's what we wanted because we're all gonna see. We don't watch a game and take different things away, and who popped out more to everybody should be fun. But Cardell, we'll start with you with this one with the player of the game for you, and then we'll go to Ray.
Well, for the Wizards, is obviously Aaron Holiday. You know what I mean? I like what he brought off the bench. Like I said, he was the calming factor. The Rockets kind of jumped out on him. He came in, he was a calmer presence, started with his defense, and then it fed his offense, which is rare these days. Normally, players got to make a few shots to decide to attempt to play defense, and it irks my soul. But he automatically brings that. He knows what his role is coming in off the bench. He's kind of I wouldn't say he's a six man, but he's one of those six man. Uh, he's one of those six man type players for this team, like Montrez or whatnot. Came in, he made shots, he found guys, and he brought his defense. And when he made that impact, it allowed the Wizards to get back in the game, and then it was back and forth for the rest of the game, where it looked like at first Houston was up 10, like 24-14. Late in the first quarter, looked like they might just run away with it because it's preseason. You're not really going to your dogs out there. And they were doing it against the starters. Wizards start building all those guys. That's what I'm saying. It's going to take time. That's what I'm saying. It's going to take time with the defensive side. But if he keep bringing this level of production off the bench, the Wizards will be in pretty good shape.
Ray, your player of the game for the night.
Yeah, Holiday definitely stood out to me as well. Just to he was able to come in and just kind of regain control of the game because it got away from him pretty quickly. And with just with the way he's able to come in and just kind of establish some type of calm. Like I said earlier, it's something that was definitely missing. Previously, and that's going to benefit them greatly. If he's able to be consistent with this type of performance, man, just the way he controlled the game on both ends when he got in. That's a luxury. And if that's what he's going to bring for them every night, then man, I'm pretty sure Unsel's going to be happy about that.
All right. For my player of the game, I had Trez. The energy, it felt like it was infectious on both ends. I think he finished with 9 points, 11 rebounds, a couple plays, even when he didn't get the the rebound. It's their energy and effort still led to good things for other players. I think the play that jumps out to me, I think it was I want to say near the end of the first half. He was trying to crash the offensive glass. He couldn't corral the rebound, but it led to the ball falling into Brad's hands. And Brad just easily scooped it up and finished. But none of that happens without Trez just assaulting the Houston player in front of him, just trying to get his hands on the ball to keep the possession alive. All right, so we're gonna move on to X Factor. Ray, we'll start with you and then go to Cardell.
Yeah, I had Trez as my X factor. That's pretty much what he's established as his identity. Since he's been in the league. Brings a lot of energy, does the dirty work, and that's what he did tonight. He didn't. His thing is never going to be to get in to score a bunch of points. Even though sometimes he is capable of putting points up. But he just came in and did what he does, man. Just trying to kind of changes the complexity of the game. Just imposes his will, and it's just an irritant and a ball of energy on both ends.
Cardell.
I'm gonna go with a different route. I'm gonna go with Jordan Goodwin. He had some tough shots in the fourth quarter. He actually the points he scored in the fourth, kept them close. When it looked like Houston was trying to pull away because Josh Christopher was going off. They was getting on the dirty work buckets and stuff late in the game. I know he airballed a three late or whatnot and was trying to seal the deal, but I like the fact that he wasn't scared to take that shot. Saw a lot of him throughout his college career, obviously playing in St. Louis, they in the A-10. So, I know he's a problem. He's fearless and, just to step up and take those shots and be willing to do that to try to win this preseason game, especially when you're fighting for a roster spot, that says a lot about him. So, without his production in the fourth, it's not a game. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like the Rockets would have pulled away easily. So late. So to me, he got that nod for the night.
All right. Ray, you already went, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, my head's everywhere. I'm not here. X Factor for tonight. For me, I gave it to the youngster, the Kispert. Again, I was cool. I'm happy with people just staying in their role. I know it's simple. Some people don't care about it. Like Cardell mentioned earlier, you were brought here to do one thing. And, you did your job tonight. Obviously, you got to tighten up a little bit on the defensive end because there were a couple stretches where, Houston tried to attack him. And, what I like is he kept competing. We've seen somebody else go the other way in that regard. And I'm going to be quite honest. This is going to be the last time. It's going to be a reoccurring thing until you do something about it. So, but again, what I liked is he competed on that end. And again, like sometimes it's just as simple as if you're there to knock down open shots, knock down the open shots. Like I could ask you to reinvent the wheel, knock down the open shot. We did have we had somebody in the comments tonight. Shout out to S. Smith. That's way too many letters for me to say at this state of the evening, sir. But I appreciate you. He said diehards only tonight. Definitely on the first night of preseason. You're definitely right. He was agreeing during, I think, Ricardo, when you're talking about Sengun. Again, just sharing some of his comments while we were talking earlier. And then this was the most recent one. Holiday and KCP will be tough off the bench with Trez.
Everybody got Caldwell Pope coming off the bench, man.
Yeah, I think he's starting, folks.
I think the Rook will be coming off the bench. I'm confident in saying that. He's a veteran with a chip, man. Y'all tripping, man. What's wrong with y'all, man? Like he's not. He's gonna be starting somewhere. Somebody else gonna be on that bench. You have championships and you come into a team that barely makes the playoffs. Been at the bottom of the league, basically. Yeah, you're not coming off the bench,
man. Corey's gonna fit right in with the with Aaron and Harold on that bench group, possibly. But it's KCP's gonna be on that floor.
And this is the beauty of this. It's a good problem to have for West Huntsville. We haven't even got the Rui and Denny where they gonna fit in with this. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is one. Look, I'm gonna keep it real. It's a certain player that felt the pressure because a rookie came in hitting shots, and he was trying to get shots up, man.
It's about this one.
You know what I'm saying? So, look, I ain't gonna say no names, man. He feel the pressure because if you ain't hooping, we have replacements, multiple. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
But yeah, like you said, the point is they do have depth, and that's gonna be the good thing for Coach West is it could change on a nightly basis outside of a couple, the couple staples, but it's a way deeper team. At least theoretically, we'll see. Obviously, it's only one night. It probably might fit better than some of the former iterations we've seen recently. I think it's the nicest way I could say that. Yeah.
They look, homie. They gonna compete. The only spot that's secure is Brandville. Like, we know that.
Yep.
Everybody else is maybe Dinwiddie to a certain point, but if he stink up the joint, he gonna have to make some decisions. But the only Bill locked in, baby. We're gonna see how everything else play out during the preseason.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a war for whoever's starting at the 3 and 4. And again, like Cardell said, Kispert got nothing to do with that war to start at those two positions. So let the young boy come along off the bench, get in where he fits in on that second unit, it'll be fine. But I guess legitimately going to be a war again when you guys mentioned, when Rui gets back. Like, I mean.
Yeah. And Brandon, I feel you, dog. It's too early. It's too early. It's too early. I've been on that. I'm not even going. I'm gonna let him live.
Yeah, we just gonna let nature run its course, man.
Give me my refund, baby.
My man Brandon popped up on the first preseason joint with the inaugural shot, and I'm just.
We ain't even have to say it, man.
Again, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Just also want to give you guys a quick reminder because some things will be a little bit different. If you guys have, whether it's a Roku TV or device, search the Focus TV. Just in the search box, we got a channel on there. So if you guys don't catch, the Wizards Outlooks the night that we do it, you can catch it the next day on your Roku device. Just like the following morning, we'll have it uploaded. So again, thank you guys for hanging with us. Like my man S. Smith said earlier, definitely one of those diehard nights for folks that were around. Because it's the first preseason game. I think we'll be seeing you guys again on Saturday night for round 2 of preseason. So again, thank you guys for hanging with us. We'll see you guys very soon. Don't forget to get over to thefocustv.com.